my friends with a whim, or will I bend to its whim? I regret to admit I'm just not meant for all this. Finding myself, but somehow turn to hiding. Laugh for a spell, but it won't hurt to must have been stripped down to my skeleton wings. Every upcoming sin's already etched on my skin. Finding myself has somehow turned to lying. Telling myself that I deserve to quit. Can't erase my yesterday, or the still to sense my way. It's my time. I'm gonna learn to fly, fly. I'm not friends with the wind, doesn't matter, I'll make my own breeze. All my feathers will sing along in perfect harmony. My heart used to flutter even at the clear blue horizon. Now all of my colors decorate the skies above. Can't erase my yesterday, or the still to sense my way. It's my time. I'm gonna learn to fly, fly. I won't erase my yesterday. I won't erase my name from my mistakes. It's my time. I've learned to fly, fly.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we are continuing our story reading of Dissociative Recombination, episode 15. Really? Right in front of my episode 16 spoilers? I heard the trailer came out for CN. Still haven't checked it out. Probably won't have enough time to check it out during this stream. But what? What is that, you tell me? Another gilf has hit Arknights? Mantra? Finally playable? Finally pullable? Finally a playable character? They gave that woman plot armor. I'm not gonna complain. They gave that woman plot armor and officially made her a playable character. That's what we're looking at. Also, we got some Elite Operator comics releasing now. That's interesting. There are a few comics I still have to catch up on. with Arknights. Mainly the Angelina ones. I've read the Rhine Lab ones. Haven't read the Angelina ones. They started releasing those after they renamed Gilberta for Enfield, and everyone complained, wait a minute, Angelina's a 6-star that barely has any story to her name. Oh, let's try to fix that instead of actually giving her an in-game story or an event to flesh her out. We'll just give her a side comic, and this should flesh her out for her doppelganger Gilberta in Enfield. But anyway, we are once again back at it again. What have I been doing this past week? I have been playing Hades 2. I just finished Hades 2 the other day. So far, great game. Probably my game of the year for 2025. Very good game. The only thing I think that could have been better might be the story. But gameplay wise, it's probably like so much better than the original Hades in every single way. My only real complaints come from the story, the ending, the conflict resolution of Hades 2. That's just my little gripe about it. But overall, 10 out of 10 experience. Hold up. I gotta fix my speakers. I gotta fix my sound. Sound should be good. Okay, there we go. Right. Anyway, aside from that, I think by the time we finish reading episode 15, we'll have time to also stream 7.3 for FF14. FF Tactics also got re-released. I don't know how streamable that game and its story is, but I've always wanted to get into FF Tactics. I never got into it when it first came out, but the re-release by the FF14 team has finally come out, so I'm very excited about that. Just gotta find time to play it. This week was just all about Hades 2 for me. It was just all about Hades 2. Anyway, a little recap of everything that happened last time in the story. We delved into the mind palace of Doctor/Oracle, and apparently we came out of it with the original formula for Originium. I thought we were going into it looking for priestess stuff, but apparently the whole point was to come out of it with the original formula for Originium. We were kind of getting kicked out by the end. Amiya remembered first half of the formula. Doctor remembered the latter half of the formula. Somehow we also had an out-of-body experience and we saw Rhodes Island in the past? Originium connecting time and space across different timelines together? Things are getting trippy in the timeline. We saw the Rhodes Island of the past, which was a ship. It was an Originium slug-shaped ship, which Hierda is currently on. Hierda, who was pulled out from the current timeline and somehow put back in the past. She got to meet Oracle, Ray Distorter, and Priestess on the ship. What is going on? How? Why? We saw that girl disintegrate into Originium dust. Then she reconstituted herself on a Rhodes Island in the distant past. That was most of the reading last time. And then we got Trojan Horse. The call is coming from inside the house. There are Originium doppelgangers now appearing inside of the void, the abyss of Rhodes Island, inside the sarcophagus room. Speaking of doppelgangers, they really did introduce the concept of the Originium doppelgangers in this event to tie it all together for Enfield. When did this event come out? Earlier this year. So if it's earlier this year, it would have probably been around the time of... It would have been the time of the Enfield betas. So, the timing tracks. Okay. So, that's done with our dailies, our housekeeping. And it's time to get right back into things. Back into episode 15. The event is over. However, still got the story to read. Dissociated space. Let's take a sip of coffee before we start. Experience, theory, phenomena. Is there no story for this? There's no story for 1510? It's 1511, okay. Wake from a long dream. Henceforth all will be me, and no one will be me. I will be you and you will not know it. Your dream shall be my awakening. Let's turn the volume up. And we begin. Meanwhile, in the desert, Kristen does not understand why his daughter chose this as their meeting place. Wait. Kristen? Trevor Friston? This is no vacation spot. Too much sand in one's shoes. I should take a break. He sits on the dune and removes his shoes only for the wind to send the sand he pours into his face. This is most undignified. Why am I in a dress? Why did she ask me to come here? There's no answer on the radio. He wanders aimlessly on the yellow sands, calling his daughter's name. Wait. What are you implying? No one answers until night has fallen. Who is his daughter? Why are you in the desert? A party? He follows the sound to find the camp on the dunes in the distance, filled with lights and ribbons. He hears his daughter's familiar laughter and runs towards her in joy. You made it to my wedding, Dad! Kristen almost cries at the sight of the golden hair. Golden hair? Is Kristen? Hold up. I've been looking for you for so long, my sunshine. Is this your wedding? Of course. The ceremony's about to start. Let's go. We'll walk the red carpet, arm in arm. Give me your blessings, Dad. Kristen tries to take her arm, but he cannot reach it. Will you not give me your blessing? No, that's not what I meant. Is Kristen having a dream? Can robots dream? Will you not give me your blessing? Sunshine. Wait! No! Hey, yo! Lone Trail 2 Electric Boogaloo? We get more Friston and Kirsten content? You did not want us to see the truth of the stars. You're not my sunshine. Have I left home? I remember this bunker. The preservation room. You will not answer any more questions? Kristen. You're Kristen. I've heard of you. No, I've seen you. No, how did I know you? I've never known you. Who the devil turned off the light? Damn it! Why have you imprisoned me here? Closure! Is this another one of your damn jokes? Can drones dream of electric sheep? Preston realizes he's buried in the photos that fill the room. A volume of a complete bestiary of terror covers his camera module. Are they even photos? He's never visited the place in them, nor could he ever. There are only fragmented images on the countless photos. Sand dune, bonfire camp, golden hair in the preservation room where the sun does not shine. A dream? Kristen dreamed. Kristen 3 dreamed. He printed his own dream. It should not be possible for me to dream. Did Closure upload a new firmware without telling me? Maybe PRTS wanted you to dream? ? Also, nice camera. Got Polaroid cameras on Rhodes Island. I don't have time to argue with you right now, Mr. Friston. I guarantee you in the strongest possible terms that I have not uploaded any firmware that could have caused you to dream. The PRTS anomalies are getting out of control. It will take time to deploy the backup command system. I think PRTS is trying to tell him something. While the work has to be assigned manually, I wish I had 6 or 7 pairs of eyes. We've completely lost contact with some areas and we have no idea what's going on. Relax, Closure. I'm not trying to argue with you. I just want to make sure that all possibilities of my usual malfunctions are accounted for. What do you mean, usual malfunctions? We've eliminated firmware bugs and hardware malfunctions as possibilities. Then... What is it? Answer me, Closure. This is important. What is the energy source that powers my core? Originium, of course. Are the majority of your retrofitted operation platforms Originium powered? Ooh, wait. What does that imply? Does that imply that it has a record of all history on Terra? Do all of the bots have secret deep knowledge? Your tone is starting to scare me, Mr. Friston. What are you trying to say? Your genius, Closure. Huh? Excellent thinking. Cutting off the link between the retrofitted operations platforms and PRTS. But that's not enough. Not by a long shot. Wait. What did he mean by this? What does he know? Huh? What's going on? Why are things shaking? Does he know? Did he knew? Popokar was awakened by the continuous flashing. She looks out of the porthole but sees nothing unusual outside. When are we getting Popokar Alter, Destroyer of Worlds? Looks like a nice day, no sign of rain. Maybe somebody was training noisily outside? PRTS comms are still down. Looks like today's assignment is in the isolation zone outside the ship. I should report to Orchid. Have we ever seen the Rhodes Island cargo bay? Wait, is this the Rhodes Island cargo? There are a bunch of computers in here. This is the cargo bay. That's the landing dock. Morning. Hey, where did everybody go? Wait, is Popcar stranded on the ship? Did they leave Popcar behind? So quiet. Where's Orchid? I can't reach her. I should check the cafeteria. The cafeteria's this way. Popcar's sleepy eyes are only half open. She could find her way from the deck to the cafeteria even if they were completely shut. That is how well she knows Rhodes Island. Whoa! Ouch, that hurts. She's stripped by a toolbox from the engineering department left in the corridor. I thought engineering was done with working in this area. So careless. She kneels down to rub her knee, which doesn't hurt so much anymore. then puts the scattered tools and boxes away to the sides of the corridor. I don't think that's going to help, considering about what's going to happen to the ship. That light again? What? Popcar stands up and looks to the porthole next to her. How did we not... I was about to say... How did we not take into account that Popcar was left behind on the land ship? I thought Rhodes Island was evacuated conveniently. She sees many strange people. Why are we seeing Hierda in the presence in the windows of Rhodes Island? What is going on? It's also been implied that Popcar may have an originium infection in her eye. Is this what she's seeing in her originium eye? Does she have originium vision? Can she, like the bots, tap into the history of originium and see things beyond the current time and space? That's the presence and Hierda when they were talking on Rhodes Island many years ago. Also, the presence freaks me out. It's apparently the last of its civilization that's acting a lot like Mulesys. It freaks me out, dog. It gestures almost exactly like Mulesys. She sees many strange people. Who are they? New visitors? The other side of the porthole is supposed to be the deck. Are these people lost? How is she seeing that? She walks briskly through the corridor but begins to slow down and she becomes increasingly confused. Why do I see them on every porthole? This is strange. Orchid, this is Popcar. Seems like communications are still down. I don't know if I'm getting through to you. Are you seeing anything weird? There is no response from the communicator. Faint voice from outside the porthole. When true destruction on me, powerless, equal end. Are they talking? I can't hear. The mission comes first. Maybe Orchid is already waiting for me in the isolation zone outside. Why are we on Popcar's wild ride? Why are we following the horrific wild ride of Popcar right now? A left turn here. Go straight, then push the door open. Then the exit passage. Let me get to the ground first. Huh? I think I'm here. Wait a minute. What? Popcar turns around to look at the exit passage that she came out from, only to find that it has disappeared. Where the fuck? Why is Popcar in the back rooms? Huh? Popcar, we were looking for you. Everyone else is here. Is something wrong? Orchid, is the exit passage here? What exit passage? All operators receiving this message. Do not trust. Communications blocked. Rhodes Island. Awake. Repeat. Warning. Closure? Uh-oh. No! BP! PRTS has hacked into BP! And all the other drones still connected to the system. Meanwhile, Kristen, Lancet, all the other bots, the important ones, the ones that have plot armor, have all been disconnected. Thank fuck. And also convenient. That's not BP. It's a pain BP. I'm sorry, little fella, but I can't let you hurt anyone else. Spins angrily. Why did you attack us? I'm not sure what's going on, but something must be wrong with the ship. You went missing for a while, and this is what became of you when you came back. Besides, the structure of the ship seems to be changing. I could hardly find my way. Such a strange feeling. It's like the ship is... What do you mean the structure of the ship is changing? I didn't know the ship could do that! Like it's alive. Bro, what do you mean Rhodes Island turned into the back rooms? It can do that? The ship can rearrange its rooms? What happened to Popcar? What? Are we being attacked? No shit, we're being attacked. Impossible. We had set up an isolation zone around Rhodes Island. We should have gotten a warning if any enemies had approached. Amir, the call is coming from inside the house. Unless the enemy was from within. I'm not sure. We're in the command center, but we're not getting information about what's going on anywhere on the ship. No response from Dr. Kelsey or any of the elite operators to our messages either. I'll go find them. Okay, I'll protect you. Meanwhile, the Originium entity approaches silently. What is... It's in the form of reunion. Apparently, Rhodes Island has become the backrooms now. I didn't know it could do that and rearrange its insides. It's mechanical. How could it do that? No, the cafeteria. Well, that'll take a shit ton of cleaning up. Meanwhile, Stormeye is still on the ship, thank fuck. At least one elite operator is on Rhodes Island. Hasn't been decoyed away by PRTS. Is the backup power online yet? Sharp, my man! The junction box broke. Try cutting off that damaged circuit. Maybe short circuit protection is still kicking in. Watch your feet. I can see. As long as we have these two, I think we're perfectly fine. I trust in my elite operators. We're in luck. The Originium crystals all appeared in an instant. Still no word from anyone else. Bombs are still jammed. Even the emergency frequencies are out. I have even worse news. For some reason, Rhodes Island is currently headed northwest at maximum speed. What? Maximum Where's northwest? At this rate, it's only a matter of time before we collide with a mobile mining platform. Must eliminate all possible dangers along the course, protect the ship from the outside, and prevent collateral damage. Let's get out of here and check out the vehicle inventory in the bad guy's cabin. Space around here has been transformed. Existing maps are no longer reliable. Stay close to me. What do you mean space has been Originium? You're just messing with the space inside Rhodes Island. PRTS casually renovating the place without our permission. I wanted a bowling alley, not Originium in my cafeteria. Something wrong. They're coming again. Hardly had he finished when an arrow whooshed through the air. Missed. There's no answer. Stormeye. Sharp turns around to see what that door to the restaurant has turned into a metal wall crawling with Originium. Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me, dog! Why you gotta copy Therese's goons? But it is not Stormeye standing behind them. Were they just separated? This is a fucking haunted house! Rhodes Island is haunted! Oh, thank fuck we have our elite operators still on Rhodes Island. Is that it? No communications. Everyone's cut off. The walls are changing. The walls are listening. Communications are still out. I wonder how the others are doing. Myth gazes at the communicator silently with a furrowed brow. Our ship is a ghost ship now. What's up, Hermit? The fuck is going on? She turned the ship into the back rooms. At least she had some mercy to, I don't know, kick Popcar out of it. Let's not endanger the playable characters. Popcar got kicked out. Meanwhile, all the elite operators that aren't playable are in mortal danger. Ship's haunted. The footsteps disappear into the distance. And we got Originium doppelgangers spawning in. But the fallen Originium entities rise again, moving in perfect unison, striding over the damaged communicator on the ground. All operators receiving this message, do not trust communications blocked. Rhodes Island, awake. It's like we're trapped. It's like Pinocchio. We're trapped in the belly of the whale. We're trapped in the Leviathan. The whale imagery on the Rhodes Island UI screen comes to mind. Awake. Watch the sides. At least Ascalon's here. Very strange, these things won't die. Ascalon points her sleeve blade towards a wavering shadow not far away. Silhouettes manifest from the shadows like ghosts, every step accompanied by the sound of crystal cracking. Clothes they wear. Union. Nezeru's too. Nothing can surprise me anymore. Their bodies are composed entirely of originium. We cannot rely on past experience. Guess we'll have to improvise. Misery, how are you so cool? When are you becoming playable? Mantra's become playable now, Misery! You can't just stay here. You have to find where these things came from. The intention of these enemies is unclear, as is the situation on the doctor's side. If Amiya's with the doctor, no need to worry. We continue with our mission, ascertaining the source of the abnormal events. If this is what Kelsey was guarding against, then these things must follow the command of some unknown actor. Communications are still out. Can't reach anyone else. I wonder if the other elite operators. Ascalon. As they pass the Originium crystals, Misery catches a glimpse of a fleeting image in the multifaceted reflections of the crystals. Did I just see Outcast? No! Whoa! Slow down! We're not bringing dead characters back to life now, are we? You can't be doing that shit to me right now. Bro! Just when I thought a guild finally became playable, you remind us of the one guild that could have been. Imagine though, Mantra and Outcast on Arknights. Maybe in a different timeline. Clack clack. A sharp claw separates itself from the surface of the Originium crystal, then curled horns, rugged silhouette, and spiked tail. This creature is not unfamiliar to Rhodes Island battle records, but never has it been composed solely of Originium. As a never-before-seen form of life takes its first step, an arrow impales its throat and shatters its skull. Safe, for now. Stormeye leans against the wall and passes to catch his breath before tending to his wounds. You, my man, got separated from Sharp. Have I seen the PV for Chapter 16? No, not yet. I've seen the operators, but not the PV. At least it won't hinder me in battle. And I feel like that might be a spoiler. We're not even done with 15 yet. Sharp. Come in, Sharp. Can you hear me? If you hear me, leave a sign somewhere. Any way you can. I'll come and find you. Damn it. Stormeye, careful. Sharp, what's your location? Engaging. Whitesmith, stop. Wait for me. BP, no! Assist. More rampaging machines rush into the corridor, the light in their eyes flashing in sync. Their simple voice units repeat a call for help, defying the limitations of their design. Not now. Closure should have worked harder to take them offline from the system. Stormeyes arrows pierces the cores of the two machines with unerring accuracy. Then he makes a run for it, not pausing to look back. At least 30. A fork. Two virtually identical corridors extend as far as Stormeye could see. The pathways within Rhodes Island are undergoing constant haphazard changes. No one knows to which fates the diverging corridors lead. The rampaging machines are catching up. The med bay! Furious how? Faster than expected, Rhodes Island is not ready. If there's such a thing as being ready for her. Alerted growl. However, something is clearly not right with her as well. She would not resort to such inefficient means otherwise. This may be our last chance to gain the upper hand. Approaches silently. Clear away, monster. Don't get stuck in a fight. Time is of the essence. Passage before kal'tsit changes again in an attempt to lead her astray. But the warping of the space does not affect kal'tsit. She can still sense her target, the sarcophagus of Doctor. The information is etched into the bottommost layer of her memory. Monster, eliminate all threats that approach the sarcophagus. Buy me time. Are we gonna put monster in the sarcophagus? Is that how we're gonna get humanoid monster? Okay. Let's remember the mechanics of the sarcophagus that we theorize about ever since the Enfield beta tests. You put Doctor into the sarcophagus. They come back factory fresh. Well, as much as factory fresh as the original Doctor was at the start of chapter 1. You put a current denizen of Terra. You put what's his face? You put what's his face into the sarcophagus. He turns into a bird monster that inflicts poison and toxic damage. What do they mean by this? And are we putting monster in the sarcophagus? So the sarcophagus might not be a healing pod, but more of a reset the factory settings pod. Once again, she stands before the familiar sarcophagus. Once she awoke the hope that slumbered within, only to find pain that could not be easily wiped away. Now it is their last hope. I can't guarantee that this is going to work, monster. But I won't just sit around and watch a fighting chance slip away. kal'tsit walks towards the sarcophagus and places a white flower on top of it. Same flower that you both worked on with I was about to mention that. I remember my Arknights. You didn't need to point it out for me. I was about to say it was Theresa's flower that blooms from Originium. I have a memory. Hypergriff. This is her legacy. Little did she know at the time that there was fire stolen from the gods. Fire stolen from the gods? If it's a flower that can grow from Originium, it must also like power itself from Originium or shit. We must all challenge those higher beings and fight for a chance to live. Nervous growl? If something goes wrong, monster, act on your own discretion. She enters the sarcophagus. Hey, yo! She's entering the sarcophagus! My wife? Radiant? The interference is really bad. Not only am I getting any signals, my Originium arts are also being suppressed by the environment. Think. Radiant. The signal profile. PRTS. Closure? But the terminal still shows disconnected. Do not listen to the voices! Radiant. Do not trust PRTS. Track me. Radiant tracks the faint signal to an unexpected source. Dr. Kal'tsit? How? But no matter how you did it, you need to... No, you can't stop now. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Thank you, Dr. Kelsey. I know what to do now. This is Radiant speaking. With assistance, I've been able to establish a temporary electromagnetic communications environment. Intel provided by Dr. Kelsey indicates that the abnormal events currently occurring on Rhodes Island originated from the core area known as the Abyss. You are now receiving a briefing about the Abyss. All elite operators are asked to locate the Abyss while making every effort to ensure their own safety. I repeat, locate the Abyss, but do not approach without permission. Maintain constant communications at all times. Do your duty, elite operators. Dr. Kelsey will be your eyes. Wait. What? Kelsey. Thanks. This is Bith calling to all combat effective operators. Report. We're still trying to stop these things. But they just keep coming. We lack the means to completely neutralize these hostile or genuine entities. Survival is your first priority. Any injured personnel are to immediately disengage and seek assistance from touch. Meanwhile, randomly, Alana's here with the elite ops. Kelsey, what have you done this time? Dr. Warfarin, look out! The fuck you mean some patients are still on Rhodes Island? I thought we evacuated the place. These things can't hurt me for now, but there are too many of them. It's not easy trying to protect everyone. Radiance intel indicates that these things can't be killed. Kill? Are these things even alive? Have Dr. Touch and Dr. Kelsey run into these monsters as well? Protect yourself. We're not as weak as you think. She's like a vampire. She can handle herself. This might be a bit problematic. What I wouldn't do for a chance to take you apart piece by piece. Find out for sure you monsters can die. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. Because Warfarin is the one in Enfield that'll eventually pluck out Originium entities exactly like these from the Originium forest. She's the one that's gonna be plucking out doppelgangers for us to pull on in Enfield. What I wouldn't do for a chance to take you apart piece by piece to find out for sure you monsters can die. Get clear, Chloe! The Originium entities continue to rush towards Warfarin to successfully penetrate her defenses. They raise their hands towards Chloe. Then stop. Their motion is not one of aggression, more like invitation to the patient in front of them. One who is so close to death's door. She's a carrier! I don't think they're gonna hurt her. Originium has mutated, and it now has carriers, apparently. Asymptomatic carriers. That's a shock face. Gazes silently. Get back! Don't touch them! But I can hear him screaming. It's like those pained voices are etched into my mind. We're very alike. Chloe takes the hand of the Originium entity. Her eyes are filled with sorrow. Why don't you hurt me? Are we the same? Is it because of your infection? The symptoms we've never seen before. Originium is changing. That's why your condition progressed quicker than expected. Does this mean I can help you find a way to deal with them? I want to try. I want to help you. I don't want to disappoint you, or let Dr. Touch and Dr. Kelsey get hurt. Oh, it faded away. Warfarin repels the Originium entity in front of Chloe and stands before her patient in a defensive posture. Never mind, it was Warfarin. You understand what it is you're offering? I don't, but I'm not You deserve so much respect than just the usual generic NPC Victorian sprite. You needed your own sprite, Chloe.
Not as fast as you say, Stormeye. I got sidetracked by the changes to the deck plan. Luckily, Dr. Kelsey and Radiant were able to re-establish communications. Who knows what else I would have run into. You mentioned Whitesmith over the radio. One instant she was inviting me to drink and dance in front of the fire. The next instant she was gone, leaving only a bunch of origin and polluted machines crawling out of the furnace to attack me. Hallucination. I can tell what's real and what's not, Stormeye, but what's happening here is beyond anything I can comprehend. Not that I'm the only one who's seeing strange things.
Originium formations are growing at a visible pace. They thought they knew Originium well enough, but now the facets of the crystals threaten to draw their very minds in. Stormeye narrows his eyes. He sees Sharp's mouth moving, but his ears hear nothing. All is quiet. Soon he cannot even hear his own heartbeat. The expression he sees on Sharp's face changes. The next instant, all sound disappears from Rhodes Island, leaving only dead silence in the communications channel that Radiant established. Don't fall behind, Stormeye. He sees familiar figures, men who were once brothers to him. No shot. Don't do this again, dog. First outcasts. Now we're gonna see. Now we're gonna see the boys. He has been reunited with brothers from his wandering days, but they died long ago.
That beer we looted was gonna get warm if you didn't drink it quick. What are you so worried about? Yeah, the rocks have gotten to my throat, but I can still drink. I haven't gotten my tongue yet. You really want to go with these people? Suit yourself. Won't shed any tears for you if you die on that Rhodes Island. But sit a while longer by the fire before you go. The moons are almost up. Don't you want to see them?
He had yearned for a peaceful parting with his brothers, but right now all Stormeye feels is anger. Okay, it wasn't Ace. Meanwhile, at the same time on the other side of Rhodes Island, where are you going? You've already found me, Ascalon. Is this Theresis? There's no need to go any further. Only a timely push by Misery saved Ascalon from the flying Originium shrapnel.
We haven't settled our bet yet, Misery.
Don't get distracted. Look, I still have 4 rounds left in my gun. Is this Outcast? Bro, wait, are they... Originium is growing rampant, and the appearances of the mysterious Originium enemies are ever more frequent, accompanied by illusions that they cannot help but be distracted by. The very place itself is trying to drive them out. Ascalon wants to reach Radiant, to tell her that the Abyss has been located, but the Originium drowns out all sound. The deathly silence is a mystery, a tomb made of lead, threatening to drag Rhodes Island into an abyss which there is no escape. This is Mantra. I've spoken to Dr. Kelsey. I will not suffer this mockery of memory and emotion. Every operator on Rhodes Island hears Mantra's voice in their head. It is her Originium arts, the power and fury of which all of them can sense. My Gilf! If it tries to stop us with silence, then I will be the voice that connects us. Now I return your voices to you. Sound is back. No longer muted. It's Mantra. She's sharing the information that the others have collected. Ascalon and Misery are close to the Abyss. They've sent over the Abyss's signal profile to Radiant. We'll be able to trace it, even if the spatial environment changes again. They're currently holding position, helping Radiant establish an information anchor based on their own biosignals. They need reinforcements. Blaze and Rosmontes are on their way. It won't take long. I'm worried about Dr. Kelsey too, Doctor. Radiant's information indicates that Dr. Kelsey's in a dangerous predicament. Regroup at Ascalon and Misery's position. Then we'll work together to find a way through the abyss. We won't make Kelsey wait too long.
Yeah, we're able to maintain communications thanks to Radiant and Mantra's arts, but this puts a lot of stress on both of them. Time is of the essence, Doctor. Let's go.
You carefully lead Amia through a forest of Originium shards. Your ability to precisely predict when and where explosions will occur is a major advantage. We saw that during Chapter 14, when Doctor was, I don't know, dodging and predicting, manipulating Originium in the cave. Focused on the path ahead, you fail to notice a little detail in the massive crystal formation that you just passed. It is not your figures that are reflected in the smooth surface of the Originium crystal. A cautious girl with her back turned back to you, her thin, fragile hand held by another, just like you and Amia right now. Are they seeing Kierda in the presence? They didn't even give us a scene. Was that Hierda in the presence? Or was it some other fucked up third thing? Like, I don't know, alternate timeline Frost Nova. Bear witness, the death of gods. An instant later, the constituent matter will still exist, but the intrinsic nature of truth shall die, drowned in the madness of darkness. Countless civilizations have vanished, and the ripples they leave behind continue to fall, crushing, burying, and destroying everything. Meanwhile, where the hell are we? We peruse and interpret the past and future of our civilization, as a monk sees a revelation from his god. Humans enjoy talking about the possible futures for their civilization, do they not? At first, we flaunted what little vestige of truth we had managed to grasp, and attempted to converse with the gods. We were answered with silence. Then we began to observe the fates of our own kind. Some were less advanced than us, some slightly more so. In the end, what we learned was that death was the inevitable end of all the creations of nature. And so humanity inferred that this was a revelation the gods never spoke. I'm not usually doing my freak out whenever Yostar uses the term humanity. Mainly because it's finally context relevant, Yostar! This is why you can't just throw out the term humans and humanity throughout Arknights, because it is fucking relevant!
In an instant, we thought we had grasped the truth of the universe. We carefully monopolized the revelation gained through sacrifice, and preached the inevitability of doom with the so-called optimism. Death is the inevitable end of all creations of nature. All we can do is to leave behind the truth before our doom. You've lived on that ship for some time, and come to know some adorable life forms. Do you agree with this assessment? You don't agree with the presents? I respect them. They were great people, but most of them were simply fools, slightly smarter than the others. Why are you asking me this? And why have you brought me here?
What planet is this? Where did Priestess bring Hierda to? She's just an innocent girl that you plucked from the current timeline.
We were in the corridor just a moment ago. Here or there, it makes no difference. You two have many questions. Questions that this place can answer. What is this place? The graveyard of civilization's memory.
Towering statues made of unknown materials stand upon the vast expanse. Ripples spread outwards in every direction, up towards the sky beyond the dark clouds, down towards the gray-white ground. This is giving start of Enfield. When we traversed through the dreamlike sequence and saw the Tower of Babel.
Out in the vastness of the universe, civilization was born, like a drop of water falling into the ocean, leaving ripples in its wake. They cross paths, love, hate, and eventually die. The ripples of the dead civilizations are forever etched upon this tombstone, even after the bright stars of the forebears who inspired so many that came after them are long gone. They still leave behind an incomparable impact on the universe. It is the ripples that they left behind that form this land upon which we stand. Their legacy fosters new civilizations, which in turn leave their own traces upon the universe. But it seems broken, like a tree trunk snapped in half? You're not the first to describe it that way. Once someone very important to me said the same. An absolute, ultimate presence tirelessly reaps the branches that sprout from this poor trunk, yet we know nothing about it.
It? Once again, we're referring to capital I, it? The one thing both Priestess and Oracle created Originium for? To defend against? We keep talking about it vaguely, cryptically.
What you've shown me is like a miracle. You've saved me from disintegration. God? God. I'm just a humble linguist attempting to explain the universe. My name is Priestess.
Finally, name drop. Finally! It's been 6 whole years! We finally have a full scene with the one and only. Time to take a sip of my coffee and bask in the glory of this scene. Oh, wait. Is this what the Mian Doctor we're seeing? In the Originium Reflections? I think it is.
And strictly speaking, I did not save you. Your death has already occurred. I did not intervene in the process of matter being converted to information. But material destruction is not true death. Information is not so easily erased, and your information was stored in Originium.
So, basically, she's our first doppelganger. She's exactly like Gilberta and the others from Enfield, except she was reconstituted in the past. Originium can store information from the future and relay it back to the past?
But I can think. I felt I was living when I was on the ship. All this vivid, a stream of data repeated over and over. I intentionally left behind fragments of history in order to observe our past lives. So, this is like a dream? Dream is vague and subjective. Do not allow language to lead you to meaningless self-doubt before you have touched its fundamental nature. You may understand this as a snapshot from the past that I have recorded in the form of information, but it's nothing more than a still frame. There's still no future for it. Then why am I here? I saw you at the instant of your death. Someone disturbed me. It was a coincidence, a whim of probability. So, I'm not special. Oh, but you are, Hierda. You and those like you are very special. Originium has shaped you into what you are. You have interacted with Originium in wondrous ways. Your history, your civilization all exist because of Originium. But Originium also brought so much pain. Yes, it was a mistake. Your existence was not part of the plan. What? Do you mean that the people on Terra shouldn't exist? No, you misunderstand. Your civilization was born of probability. Just like you standing here right now, it exists in time on an objective basis. Born of probability and loss of probability. It is the most basic rule of the universe.
The goddess needs time to digest it all. Originium brought destruction to her, but also consolation and infinite knowledge in this frozen time. She feels lonely, but no pain. If there's one thing right now that could cause pain, it would be
Terra, my home. It was not blessed by God.
Well, that's an existential awakening. She turns around to look behind her. The land stretches as far as the eye can see, rippling like mountains extending infinitely. She cannot see the end, nor any trace of Terra. But she knows that the land is just within reach if she only stretched out her hand. Is that what we saw in PV4? That she could break through time and space, shattered dimensions, and cross them?
Terra, is it doomed?
The god looks up from the megastructure and does not answer.
Father Bishop, does that future you're always talking about really exist?
Meanwhile, back on Rhodes.
Doctor, be careful! Originium activity in this area far exceeds Dr. Kelsey's estimations. Originium crystals are growing at a breakneck pace. Plus those strange enemies that keep appearing.
Yet your attention is drawn to the Originium in front of you. Every shard, every facet, reflects the same scene in your eyes.
I see. Her silhouette appears on every facet.
There's someone next to her. Yup, same scene that we saw.
I'm curious about you, Hierda. From here, I can observe everything of your world. You're the second being from this civilization to interact with me. Do you still love your so-called great land? I think so, yes. Even if the pain that it brings you is real and inexorable? Yes. Is this what concerns you? I'm not sure what you mean. Only praise for life and the indomitable will. Death will not overcome you. You came to me in search of an answer regarding the future. We stand now before that answer. One that cannot be described by language. What is it? Remember that absolute ultimate presence I mentioned? It was once thought to be light from a distant star.
The goddess looks up almost instinctively. Dark clouds cover the sky, blanketing the plain in darkness. Then a faint light breaks through the crack in the clouds. Looking upon the light, masses of people cheer and exclaim. The goddess feels as though she were among those masses.
I'm witnessing history.
Then the ray of light bursts into a rainbow spectrum as though the universe were painting upon a black canvas.
In their last moments, the pious souls continued to pray to their mysterious blessing of the universe. The people of reason, the scientists, they boarded their flying machines and flew into the light, hoping to touch the truth up close. There's no movement? Why isn't there anything happening, now that they've gone into the light? The idealists, the conservatives, denounced the enemy for invading that space they had belonged to them from the first moment of sentience. They brashly directed their most dangerous weapons towards the prismatic sky. The gentle light accepted all, neither exploding nor fighting back. The light followed its determined path, ignoring the agitated souls beneath, though chaos and death had already begun to spread amongst them. What's happening? Do you want to go into the light? The goddess feels her vision climb upwards, over the agitated crowd, over the burning mountains, over the dark clouds. She can almost reach out and touch the rainbow light. Weapons powerful enough to destroy a planet fly past her into the light without a sound. Ships that can sail the stars fall powerlessly to the ground. They resisted. They prayed. They tried to sway the cold light with all things bright and beautiful that they had created over millennia. But the light was unwavering, cold like deep space. Is this the it? Is this the it that we've been fearing this entire time? The it that apparently ravaged a certain civilization
They rashly directed their most dangerous weapons towards the prismatic sky. The gentle light accepted it all, neither exploding nor fighting back. What is this light? What happened to priestesses and oracle civilization that made them want to flee across the universe?
The light passed over the planet and left. All was silent.
The goddess finds herself gazing into deep space at the broken remains of the celestial body. It is like the sight that the presence was gazing at, that she was curious about when she gazed upon the presence. A supernova? Was that the light?
It's all gone. Why?
From whence did the doom come? Why did it come? Did it leave? Where did it go? What happened to all the lives? Then she sees it. Only broken remains are left upon the ruined surface of the planet. When the light of the star once again shine upon it, the planetary fragments break through the bonds of gravity and scatter to infinite space.
It was once a flourishing civilization that marked those fragments. No one could be prepared for it. Even the wisest, most knowledgeable sages of this civilization had hoped for some premonition, some warning before the coming of the doom. Unfortunately, the goddess witnessed the death of the gods, the powerlessness of the gods. For a moment, she even forgot how to fear.
We finally learned how priestess and oracle civilization got wiped out. A mysterious light. The capital It. It's implied that it was a supernova? But I think it was a different thing. It's a weird prismatic sky that seemed to be sentient.
Is this the history that you experience? No, it's simply one of the countless fragments that we capture.
Fuck me! I'm like, wait, the deepest backstory? Nope. It was just one of many civilizations. Fuck. Okay, got it.
This single glimpse could hardly compare to what I experienced for myself. The answer that you seek is not yet complete. Listen to the sounds that emerge from the ruins. The rocks that come from deep space. Comets. Sometimes they are bringers of seeds of life. Other times they do little more than fill the silence of a dead planet. Where did they come from? Anywhere. Perhaps even another destroyed planet. The marks of a lost civilization still etched upon it.
The gravity of the dead planet begins to draw in guests from deep space. It begins to be made whole again.
Those ships floating in deep space. Explorers, seekers, colonizers, perhaps even plunderers coming from far away. They too accelerate the evolution of civilization. Do you mean that's what happened to Terra? Your greed has gotten the better of your fear. What you learn cannot be unlearned, Hierda. Having witnessed, having glimpsed the vestige of truth, are you willing to go back into the darkness of ignorance?
What exactly did she glimpse aside from the cosmic fear that Terra is not blessed by the gods? It is merely an insignificant speck in the greater grandness of the universe, can be easily wiped out in an instant. In a flash, in a supernova, in an asteroid storm. Any different ways our current planet can die and explode and disappear from existence. There was a reason that they chose a religious Lateran girl for this. They had Hypergraph just decided, well, what if we mind break this Lateran church girl after she's died and met her god. The goddess continues to stand before the imposing gravestone. She touches the ripples upon it and trembles.
Every mark is the end of a civilization. Only now do I truly feel.
In the vastness of the universe, countless civilizations have died off. Now we feel the true insignificance of all our problems on Terra.
Can I stay here and learn? You've shown me the key to the answer. I have to comprehend all this knowledge on my own.
Religion 2 or Ginium Boogaloo.
Even though this is only a fragment of time frozen forever. Yes. You're very much like us. You may roam this place and anywhere on Rhodes Island freely to seek the answer that you crave. As for whether you want to stay here or go back to the Terra that you love so much, I will respect whatever choice you make. We will meet again soon. You're leaving? Where are you going? Someone has been waiting for me. For far too long.
Oh, she's aware. She knows. She knows we've been voyeuring. Meanwhile, in the sarcophagus, with Kelsey. Unauthorized third-party plugin deleted. Default settings restored. Expired administrator access detected. Probably Kelsey's access. Or maybe Priestess's. Intercepting. Repair module self-diagnosis in progress. Progress. So what happens if we put Kelsey in the sarcophagus? Oh, she's still whole.
I received your inquiry closure. PRTS is denying all access requests. We've lost administrator permissions and we do not have the ability to retake PRTS. Kelsey! Finally an answer! Where are you? The doctor and me are coming over to help.
Bad news, PRTS is taking over all the equipment on the ship, including the engines.
I know. I'm fighting for Rhodes Island's last chance. Closure, warn the doctor and Amiya. She's waking up.
Here we go. Here we go. 13. I shall be your eyes. Like a feather on the back of my hand, dust in sunlight and memory in corners. Meanwhile, in the sarcophagus, Kelsey enters the sarcophagus. She had once stood watch over this very sarcophagus, waiting for an elusive speck of hope from the sarcophagus's master. Transcending the temporal constraints of civilization, this space leads to the secrets in the deepest reaches of the ship. You mean the sarcophagus is in the abyss? Or is she already there? Is it the abyss? I think it's implied that the sarcophagus is the abyss. Warning, unauthorized access detected. Identifying, ID confirmed. ID, AMA 10. The sarcophagus has my profile. Time is of the essence. I must connect to the core databanks of PRTS. Accessing PRTS. Warning. No administrator privileges. Access will be restricted. Warning. Unable to load repair module. Adaptation incomplete. Error. 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 Identifying. ID confirmed. ID. Kelsey. Huh? Virtual machine loading complete. Wait. Virtual machine.
Dear Kelsey, if you have triggered this encrypted AI model, that means the hopes I left behind may have been impeded.
Oh wait, it's Oracle!
Perhaps I myself have come to an untimely end. Doctor. You are surprised by my appearance, Kelsey. Have I failed? The future of Terra is yet unknown. I never expected to see you again, Doctor. This is simply an encrypted program encoded within my cognition model. It analyzes data input and provides an appropriate response. In other words, it does not possess my emotions or memories.
Oracle GPT.
I do not wish to disappoint you again, Kelsey. Why did you leave it behind? Because of you. I know that you will only return here when all hope seems lost, in search of one last chance. Hold up. By then, however, I'm afraid that even I'm unable to turn things around. You cannot help me anymore. My sarcophagus will render what assistance is possible, to the extent that is possible for me, even when it descends upon us.
What is it? Y'all keep vaguely describing it. The thing that consumes civilizations. The thing that Originium was created for. What do we fear? What should we fear more? It?
I didn't come to seek sanctuary, Doctor, but it's true that danger is very near.
There are only very few its that could... Actually, there are a lot of its that could pose more danger than Originium. There's still the fucking Void. The demons in the Void. The Fahrenmets, but I think they've been neutered. There's the Presence, who has also ended a couple civilizations on its own.
I didn't come to seek sanctuary, Doctor, but it's true that danger is very near. I need your help to take back PRTS.
Oracle!
That will be difficult. The core data bank of PRTS will deny access to the individual known as AMA-10. She has set this as an absolute prohibition. Is there no way around it? Perhaps there is one.
What if we do a little loophole? If Kelsey can't access it, maybe someone else with a similar but different signature can. Let's say someone bearing the same DNA as Kelsey. Find out at the end of this field trip. Shut the fuck up, hermit. Perhaps there is one. If you are no longer AMA-10. AMA-10's Gemini cycle system has granted you immortality. It appears that the two individuals in the cycle have diverged over the ages. Violence and wisdom, conflict and understanding, such evolution represents the most basic power of life. But these were duties forced upon you. They have become your shackles. Now, I empower you to lay down your duty. This is the final gift that I can confer upon you by way of the sarcophagus, but the ultimate decision is yours. What reason is there to hesitate? I must remind you that this is extremely dangerous. When you become the interface to PRTS itself, the functions of the sarcophagus will cause great harm to your physical form. The energy supply of the sarcophagus is insufficient to fulfill your request and protect you at the same time. Sanctuary will become torment and you will forfeit any chance to extend your life. Be sure you want to do this. Is she sure she wants to do this? I am 95% sure that Kelsey, whatever happens here in chapter 15, episode 15, will not be permanent. I am a bloodline of combat believer. However exit that Kelsey takes very soon in this scene, it won't be permanent. Hypergriff, I know how you kill off playable characters. You don't have the balls to, however, there is a 5% chance that this might be it. This might be the very first playable character to experience a permanent, consequential death in the story of Arknights. Hypergriff, do you have the balls to do it? the most important character in all of Arknights, Kelsey. Are you willing to wrap up her story right here and right now? Or do you want to keep milking her as the mascot of Arknights? I do not believe for a second that whatever happens to Kelsey here will be permanent. We've seen her final moments with Rhodes Island. It is not today. It is not today. I'm huffing on that copium, dog. I'm sure.
I respect your decision. Goodbye.
Backup powers now online. BRTS permissions updated. Administrator permissions confirmed. Welcome back, Doctor. Okay, we're using Oracle's permissions. Got it. Warning, repair module has been disabled due to insufficient power. All communication module channels open. Communication receiver module overclocking procedure completed. Wait, the sarcophagus has different functions? Connecting to local PRTS databank. Connection complete. Warning, operator vital signals unstable. Unable to load repair module. Kelsey feels intense pain. With her mind connected to the sarcophagus, vast amounts of data on a civilizational scale begin transmitting with her as the medium. She sees the main server beneath. Laterano? No shot! The law? The silent preservation room. The Kerula arbor deep beneath the waves. The shadow moon rising from the megastructure on the dark side of Terra. Time and space are compressed into a single web within Kelsey's consciousness. She sees all of Terra and all of Rhodes Island. She gains a connection to everything. At the same time, however, the connection between her and Monster, one that has existed for 10,000 years and more, grows weaker by the moment. Doctor, this duty isn't a shackle. It was always my choice. Warning, operator vital signs unstable. Unable to load repair module. Warning, unknown error. Unknown error. Unknown error. I have no idea what lies ahead, Monster. This is the only thing I can do for you before I go face her. The rest is up to you. Kelsey breaks the limits that her creator placed upon her. In exchange for half her life, she is reborn. Outside the sarcophagus, Monster roars in anxiety and bewilderment. It has lost track of Kelsey for the first time. The connection between it and Kelsey has been completely severed. I'm not going to the far side of Terra. She's here. Right here by my side. Whoop! Administrator access detected. Permission verified. Welcome, Doctor. Okay, she's no longer in Rhodes. She did just disintegrate into thin air. She's somewhere else. I've found you. You're not the Doctor. AMA 10. Is this? Hold up. What? My name is Kelsey. You have crossed the line. And what of it? Priestess. Oh. This is Priestess? Thing in the background? I thought we were meeting her face to face. Or is she still in her I was about to say throne world. But she can project her consciousness across space and time. That we know. Kelsey finally speaks her name.
You're uploading unvalidated data, AMA-10. You will not see it through to the end. Is that so? I'm no longer fighting on my own. I can see you, Radiant. I'm fighting for control of PRTS. Time is short. Trace my signal. I will be your eyes.
57 minutes from the start of the incident. Can you do it, Radiant?
Yes, but some compartments are still not responding. They may have taken too much damage. I've captured the bioelectrical signals of the other colleagues, comparing with environmental data. Generating ship-wide scan.
Get ready for to synchronize all signals, Mantra. You hear Mantra's calm, collected voice in your head. Gilf in my head?
All active operators on Rhodes Island have been located, ready to synchronize data from Radiant at any time. Scan is complete, Mantra.
The Abyss!
Synchronization complete. Attention all hands, this is Mantra speaking. You're currently seeing in your mind real-time scan data of Rhodes Island's current state. Perhaps you are under attack from unknown sources or isolated and lost. But we are now taking back the initiative under the direction of Dr. Kelsey. The scale of the current emergency exceeds the scope of individual discretion. You are hereby directed to act in accordance with my instructions. Rendezvous with nearby operators as soon as reasonably possible under your individual circumstances. Regularly monitor the status of your protective equipment and avoid high-threat areas if at all possible. Elite operators Touch and Pith are conducting cleanup operations outside the core area. They will be in touch with you to direct regroup efforts. The scale of the task before you must not be underestimated. The Doctor has designated the conflict zone, quarantine zone, and buffer zone in reverse order of their proximity to the Abyss. While making every effort to ensure your own safety, you're to work on maintaining the buffer zone and delaying the expansion of this anomaly. There is reason to believe that this crisis is impacting far more than just Rhodes Island.
58 minutes from the start of the incident.
Cleanup of the two adjacent zones is complete. Scattered personnel here have regrouped under the direction of Operator Radiant. Are you hurt? It's not that bad. Closure's protective equipment was more effective than I expected. But it's not enough to deal with the dangers of extended exposure to high originium environments. Your squad cannot participate in this next operation. Go rest in safe areas of the buffer zone once you have received treatment. With the witchcraft defenses designed by Logos and Mechanist, you should face much less pressure there. But this is an order. Don't worry, I won't allow anything to happen to any operator under my charge. Once the ship has stopped, you'll need to direct the other squads to evacuate and establish a larger buffer zone around the ship. Rest and get ready. Leave this to us. I hope things go as well on Sharp and Storm Eye's side.
We're getting so much elite operator content. I'm crying. Hell yeah, dude. Finally we see the B squad in action. Instead of just, hey, let's let Mechanist, Blaze, Logos, and Rosmontus carry things. And Misery.
The status of the engines is unclear. There's a risk of collision with objects on the ship's course. We are taking all possible measures to reduce the possibility of this occurring. We will issue the warning to brace for impact, if necessary. The ship will be brought to a stop once we regain control of the engines. Once we do, Rhodes Island will proceed to establish a new buffer zone around the ship to prevent further spread of the anomaly.
61 minutes from the start of the incident.
From this vantage point, it seems the ship is still accelerating. Not much as it has been, what Logos is doing is working. Let's trust our comrades. Got plenty on our plate as it is, evacuating people and eliminating potential threats on the ship's path. Brace yourself. we're accelerating. I have visual on the mobile mining platform. It's possible the ship will run into it. Stay on the current course, Stormy. I'm dropping into the target location in 20 seconds to evacuate the crew of the platform.
Hey, yo! They got on a ship!
Approaching target. See you in a moment.
The conflict zone surrounding the Abyss is the key area that we must break through. The elite operators have conferred and unanimously voted to break into the Abyss together. We are the knife that cuts through the darkness, and we are Rhodes Island's last line of defense. Do not let fear avert your eyes, comrades. Trust in my voice. Trust in Dr. Kelsey. Trust Rhodes Island.
Peak, Cinema, Kino, Cine. Rhodes Island Landship Mobility Layer.
Seems like you've eliminated the threat.
I saw lots of familiar faces before you came.
The floor is littered with broken originium crystals, a sign of a ferocious battle just occurred here. The boiler worker sighs and picks up broken epaulet made of originium.
These originium things just won't die. I recognize the fake faces that they wear. Some of them I strangled with my own hands. Others went away to a faraway place. But I don't suppose there are many left of those who left.
You're not surprised about the things that's happening.
There are many secrets on this ship. But all I care about is my boilers. That's the one thing I asked Her Highness to let me do.
Giga Chad Boiler Guy. I will protect these boilers for my queen. For my king.
I need your help, Aphano. I can't get the boilers to cool down. There wouldn't be anyone else here to watch them if I left.
Brother, I don't think these boilers are gonna be here by the end of this.
The facilities of the mobility layer are spread out across the large area, even if you can't deal with everything.
The control system is completely shot. I don't have the tools to manually calibrate the engines. Trying to brute force it would be even more dangerous. The originium particle density in the air is way past the warning line. Separate.
There's room in the trappings of machinery for words to pass through. I'll slow down the supply of fuel to the engine.
He waves his bone pen and incantations emerge from its tip, passing through the steel walls and expanding outwards.
Stay. I shall embrace Rhodes Island with words.
I will hold it back.
Logos casually try to keep the engines from making us crash into the mining platform. Sharp and Stormy going off to evacuate the mining platform. Logos attempting to calm down the engines.
The ship is slowing down. None of us is giving up, Chloe. Our efforts are not futile. We will not allow them to be futile. I guarantee that they will receive your gift. You'll be free soon. The latest data has been uploaded to Kelsey. Once it's been validated.
The originium entity shatters silently, every last fragment removed from the lab through the ventilation system. This strange thing will trouble warfare no more.
Success.
She finds little joy in it. What happened to Chloe? Wait, did Chloe sacrifice herself? She sacrificed herself for Rhodes Island. What did she do exactly with Warfarin? The latest data. Data that Warfarin got from Chloe. Data about the Originium entities. Okay. Probably that. Also, more Enfield foreshadowing that Warfare is gonna be the one plucking these entities out from the forest in the future. Far future.
The ship is slowing down. Logos has been successful. About the course that Logos brought up, Dr. Kelsey has charted 3 possible courses. There's one thing in common among all 3 predictions. They all end in the Targangles Prime vein. I believe that is the course that PRTS is set.
The fuck you mean we're headed towards an Originium vein? That sounds dangerous, don't you think? The ship is being guided towards the vein.
However, the predicted course that best matches the current course will take us through a major canyon. It's unlikely that we'll be able to traverse it.
Don't you find it strange?
Definitely strange. All the threats that we've been dealing with right now don't seem bent on completely destroying Rhodes Island. Losing PRTS, the appearance of Originium entities, the shifts in the ship's internals, the change of course, none of these things would truly destroy us. I have a breakthrough regarding the Originium monsters, Doctor.
Oh. Chloe! No! She gave her life for Rhodes Island.
After uploading the experiment data to Kelsey, she has modified the bottom level logic of Originium Mark and distributed the upgrade package to all operators. It will allow them to more effectively deal with these Originium entities.
Secret backstory to our modules! Upgrade? Where did your data come from?
Let's have a long chat, you and I and Kelsey, after we get out of this mess.
Chloe!
That's all I have to say. I still have patients to attend to.
Patients, plural, not the singular, Chloe.
Dr. Warfaren. Whatever the case, Dr. Warfaren and Kelsey have taken care of a big problem for us. But all these threats only serve to delay a solution to the problem. Is it possible that the one we're facing doesn't want to be our enemy, Doctor?
More likely, they have no choice. What do you mean they have no choice? We still don't have the motivations of Priestess. Why she's commandeering Rhodes Island and then being antagonistic towards us, aside from the fact that maybe Oracle has been steered off his course. Oracle was supposed to keep the Originium project going to face whatever it that both Oracle and the Priestess feared a long time ago. More likely, they have no choice. We'll know what's going on once we're in the abyss. Give me the location on Closure, Radian. Pass the word on to Closure, Mantra. You can't make me choose between two bad bitches. Hypergriff! Fine. The Gilf it is.
One moment. I'm getting the location from Radian right now. Ready.
How are things going on your side, Closure?
We analyzed the structure changes recorded by Radian. It seems like the shifts correspond to certain cyclical patterns.
It's just like the Rhodes Island of old, the spaceship of Rhodes Island, also shifting around.
It's just that the data sample from each individual cycle is so vast and disorganized that we thought the changes occurred at random. It's all thanks to mechanists that we managed to figure it out.
Wasn't so complicated after all. Once you had data of sufficient quantity and accuracy.
That's my giraffe man's right there.
Also, Closure and I have created a provisional model that we can use to calculate and plan a route. In other words, the spatial shifting won't trouble us for a while.
There's no time to waste then. We attempt to penetrate the abyss. For that, we must assemble and provide support to Kelsey. I know where she is. She's in the sarcophagus room, okay. Okay, so we've distinguished that the sarcophagus room and the abyss are two separate locations. Good to know.
These damn things just won't stop coming.
And they won't stop coming, and they won't stop Meanwhile, the two assassins on Rhodes Island.
You're too slow. Now's the time for you to get out.
Misery shakes his head.
We don't have nearly enough intel. This is the closest place to the abyss that we've reached. We're the only people who've gotten this far. The only ones who can help Radiant locate it.
That's not what you're really thinking about.
I don't want to be too slow again. Isn't that the same for you, Ascalon?
How is he so cool? Osmontis and Blaze's squad is approaching
your location, but they've run into a small problem. They've been delayed.
Meanwhile, back to the cats. Blaze scratches her head and looks at Osmontis helplessly. No shot. Priestess, you can't be this heartless. No shot, don't tell me you reanimated Ace and Scout. You're not gonna traumatize these two by reanimating Ace and Scout.
How do we handle this, kitten? I'm not sure.
Oh no! Justice Knight! They got into Justice Knight! How are we gonna explain this to Redtail? They got into Therm! I thought we disconnected the bots from the system. Was it only Friston 3? Lancet! Castle 3! Lancet, no!
The buggies are still preparing to attack us. I don't want to harm them. Why did they suddenly lose control when we approached this area? Friston 3, stop!
He just drifted in here!
No! I'm not going to ram you or breathe fire at you like the kids. I'm perfectly normal.
As normal as you can be, Friston. Friston 3 immediately shooting up to my favorite bot on Rhodes Island.
Now let me through. Time is short. My patience is even shorter.
Okay, we've established that Friston might be the only bot that was disconnected from the system in time. If anything, I'm more concerned about the permanent playable character deaths of the other bots. Are we not gonna care about them because they're just 1 stars? Oh, you're not gonna fade to black like that. Come on, man. Right. So that was 13. 14. Wait, that was 13, right? Okay, just making sure. That was 13, right? Okay, restoring communications. That was 13. Here we go. We're close to the end. We're close. 14. In dust or blood. Even if we knew everything, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are able to change everything. 15-14 before. Playlist, gold and oldies selected. Resuming from previous playback. My love blows the blossoms on the hills. What's playing? Now's not the time for karaoke, Friston 3.
You think I wanted to do that? My playback module is customized, and I don't have the remote. Damn you, Closure! Please watch out for Justice Knight. Which damnable subdirectory did Closure put my code synchronization function in?
Gonna give you my tears. Save my precious. Kitten on my 6. Justice Knight has me in her sights. Got it. Whoa, almost hit Justice Knight. Ouch! Stop running into me!
Rams with a burning heat.
If this were the real Therm, they would have just exploded.
Burn, burning boom.
Music is still going. Why do we have the sad, melancholic music in this scene with the bots? I thought this would be just a throwaway scene. Why is there sad, melancholic music going on? Alright, Therm, let's see who burns brighter. Hey, don't hurt the buggies. I know, I got this.
Protect, protect, friends.
You need healing, Friston 3.
I guess I should thank Closure for fitting that energy barrier generator. Here's my most beloved.
Friston 3, how long do you need?
The synchronization module is ready, but I can't just jump across this originium.
I'll make a path for you. Now! Friston 3 accelerates up the ramp and takes flight. As he spins in midair, he cannot help but throw a photo out. What is going on?
Bro, he's mogging on these guys!
Ooh. Man, it's been so long. So long since I moved like this. That synchronized transmission system that you boasted about had better work, Closure. Guide these crazy carts into position and immobilize them. I'll fix them.
Okay, Friston 3 is gonna be the ones that snaps them out.
I have a connection. Ooh, oh, whoa.
The song continues to echo in the empty desert. It's the scene that we saw from a while ago, with the wedding. There's no question that the playback module has malfunctioned, playing Closure's favorite ballads over and over, as though this scene were supposed to be some tearjerker. But what he is actually doing is sharing the dream of an inevitable parting with a few buggies that do not have minds of their own, sharing the deepest memories as a human. The fuck you mean the bots don't have minds of their own? Kristen, you're not the only ghost inside the machine. They're sentient, I tell you. Lancet is sentient. Trevor Friston would have no shortage of profanities to spew, if he could only spew them. What's this place? I thought we were trapped in I don't remember anything. Beep beep. Anomalous target detected. Who are you?
Use your brains, whatever they're made of. Closure says you're supposed to be smart.
That voice, that tone, you're Friston 3. But Friston 3 isn't as tall as you are.
Oh, he is Friston 3. I feel a familiar warmth from him. Warmth. Oh, how come I can't feel my own warmth anymore? Ugh, this is such a headache. Maybe this'll make you feel better.
What is this place?
My dream. Dream that was a surprise to me too. Now shut up and listen. Something is wrong with PRTS. I have a pretty good idea about what's going on. Someone made your cognitive modules go haywire. You were wreaking havoc all over the place. I had no choice but to put a stop to it.
Beep beep. Justice Knight does not understand.
Basically, I'm rewriting your bottom layer code with my own core code. I'll ensure that your memory modules stay intact, of course.
Wait a minute. What is that? Your bottom layer code? Is Friston 3 giving them actual sentience? Wait a minute.
This'll take some time. In order to make sure that you stay put during this time, I had to connect your cognitive modules to mine. The side effect is, I share my dreams involuntarily.
You sure that's the only side effect? What is going on, Friston 3?
A friend of mine is waking up from a long slumber.
Ellipses.
Stop thinking, it'll overload your brains. Okay, what you need to do is walk with me before things come to a close. The gathering's about to begin.
I love him. I love Friston 3. A blonde dances joyfully in the camp filled with lights and ribbons.
It's a party! No, it's a wedding. My daughter's wedding.
Are we not going to join Friston 3?
We'll watch from here. I don't want to go there because it means I'll once again.
Are you sad?
You can tell.
Of course. Are we not the same?
Who said someone made our cognitive modules go haywire? Why did you help us? No particularly special reason, you just have playable character plot armor. Like Lancet 2 said, we're the same. At least, we are now on Rhodes Island.
Friston 3 had to save you guys because you guys have playable character plot armor. Imagine he has a dedicated arm to use the Sharpie for in his face. I think it's a modifiable screen. I think it's just a screen he can project doodles onto.
Life on this ship is peaceful. I won't say I like it, but compared to the dream without an end, those unrealized futures. It's not as bad.
Trevor Friston can hear the familiar laughter of his daughter. A wedding that he must miss. A promise that he must break. Perhaps if he did not go any closer, he would not have to watch her walk away.
Code override complete. Let's go home.
He does not wish to stay here, not even for a moment longer. And there we go, we saved the bots. What happened to Rhodes Island? Friston 3, are they all back to normal?
For now. I rewrote the sections of their code associated with PRTS, ensuring their basic operation with my own code.
Ah, great. Now we can go help Misery's team, kitten. Where are you going next, Friston 3?
I'll have a meeting with the kids, now that they've woken up. There should be something that we could help with. I'll talk to Closure. I've got a score to settle with her anyway.
Looks like the buggies are back to normal for now, Mia. What about Mr. Friston?
Well,
Well, he seems a little pissed at me. Other than that, everything looks great. Great idea, rewriting PRTS's associated code with his own. Would have been a lot of trouble otherwise. Are all our PRTS permissions gone? I'm afraid so. PRTS is actively blocking all of our access. All of its operations take place in the black box now. Kelsey is fighting to take control, but I'm not sure how long she could keep it up. Cut off the power supply of PRTS? What is the power supply of PRTS? That would be... Originium? Manually activate the backup system and fight for control over the ship. My Zoot system is unable to fully wrestle control from PRTS. Kelsey and I have done simulations about this sort of situation. By force booting it with the ship's power, it may be able to temporarily establish control over the certain non-core areas. But all outcomes end with destruction of its core components due to overload. You've already made a decision, haven't you? I can get to work right now. If I can make one, I can make another. Let's prepare both options. We will activate the backup command system at the same time as we attempt to penetrate the abyss. Imagine reading this on a phone. Dialogue for ants. Now you're finally coming online. I've waited for this moment for too long. Let me take a good look at you. Closure awaits with anxious anticipation. She had longed for the day when it would truly come online, just as much as she has feared it. For it would mean that Rhodes Island was once again in desperate straits. Zoot command system online. Updating permission log. Original administrator privileges detected. Confirm key. Key command. Machine oil estate. Verification complete. Welcome back, Closure. Awakening all backup nodes. Loading. Warning. Awakening failed. Unable to bypass PRTS restrictions. Activate overload. Backup power detected. Source, Rhodes Island mobility layer. 71% remaining. Warning. Overload mode will greatly reduce equipment lifespan. Estimated power remaining in minutes. 61. Overload mode activated. Awakening all backup modules. Warning, PRTS incursion. Warning, Zoot core program is being overridden. Warning, insufficient power to continue operating Zoot system. Wait, hang in there. Zeroth, order oil tank. Damn it, it's all for nothing. It's all or nothing. Warning, severe core component damage. Warning, insufficient backup power. Time remaining, 21 minutes. Communications are online. We're being attacked by PRTS, Doctor. Zoot will coordinate defenses with Kelsey. The rest is up to you. Okay, we managed to seize control of some subsystems. All personnel, comm check. In position.
Acknowledged. Waiting for you on the front lines. Moving to rendezvous point. Be right there.
I'm here, Doctor. It's been a long time since we've had a good brawl together.
Bad guys returned, moving to rendezvous.
All the elite ops gathered together. Peak. Let's go. Also, foreshadowing is a narrative device for episode 16.
Give me a minute. I'm here,
Assembling.
waiting for you.
Objectives updated. Although it is kind of strange. We have most elite ops here, including Sweep. Well, the director of Sweep. But Red is not included. Like, Red is the one other member of Sweep that we know. But I think I don't know, we don't need her here. But Sweep was basically formed to deal with incursions from within Rhodes Island. Objectives updated. Priority objective, support Kelsey. Core objective, enter the abyss and cut off PRTS's core power supply. Which is? What is powering all of Rhodes Island? This big thing? Is this the abyss? Welcome back, Administrator. PRTS is here. Priestess is here. 15-5. Oh, we've changed the background. Rejection of mourning. Even if no one understands, we must continue to walk this path. Life. A concept so vague yet so fascinating. We've gotten used to treating with any individual that thinks like us as life, for no other reason than the fact that they're like us. For no other reason than that we all fight death to the bitter end for our own survival. But this is hubris, Doctor.
Target eliminated.
Stormeye, 4 o'clock, 2 rounds, burst fire.
The wall supports.
Stormeye is confused but fires 2 arrows in rapid succession without hesitation. The environment
changed the instant I fired. The obstacle disappeared and the round hits the enemy. How did you do that?
It wasn't me. It was Zoot who did the calculations. Now jump down at your 6 o'clock. Don't worry about the Originium shards in the hole. He jumps, and his surroundings change again, causing him to fall endlessly until his fall is arrested by a rope of incantations.
Closure's calculations were spot on. I've been waiting here. What now? Follow instructions and go in with eyes shut.
We praise the courage of struggle and celebrate the virtue of defiance. And so the lives that follow the same way of thinking join the procession of Slim Hope. Before a true God, however, our struggle must seem utterly insignificant to it. It! Perhaps it never even took notice. All hostiles in sight have been eliminated. Quarantine zone line of defense established. Good job, kitten. Shame you didn't leave a few for me. What's next, Closure? 30 seconds. The next wave of enemies will appear at 12 o'clock. Eliminate with extreme prejudice. It will open a path to the route that the doctor must take. Good. More pain for the culprit. How about I get first dibs this time, kitten? You don't agree with me, do you, Doctor? There is no certainty that this is the key to the truth, but after ascertaining that the foreseen despair will destroy all that we worked for. The foreseen despair! The it! The capital It! We must grasp what we hope we can reach with our hands. I've poured too much love into the miracle of life that I see ever more clearly the weaknesses and flaws that we cannot cast aside. How do I trust everyone whom I love
How do I trust you?
Closure! It's not working. The surrounding structures are beginning to contract. They're trying to crush me. The drones I sent out aren't finding any viable routes either. The reinforced supports won't last long.
I'm working on it. Zoot is trying to process a lot of data simultaneously. Give her some time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mechanist, look up. In the shadow, the ceiling begins to warp. Then a cold blade cuts open a path leading to the unknown. A hand emerges from the gap.
Someone said you needed a hand. As they say, extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. Hang on tight, Mechanist. Everyone's waiting for you.
Meanwhile,
I cannot accurately predict when we will meet again, but I'm certain that when that time comes, we will have lost all that we have now. No life can defy death forever. Those who have passed do not meet again at the end of time. But I hope that I will see you again there, Doctor.
angry roar. House. Monsters all alone! Kelsey's gone! It's still defending the sarcophagus. Kelsey left. She went into the abyss. The beam burns a massive hole through the blockade of Originium entities, raking its way into the distance, cutting the entities down in swaths. Then it is stopped by some kind of force. Good hit, good hit. Oh. Just be careful you don't hit the doctor, monster. We're in position. You lead the team out of the darkness. Kelsey's here. Monster shakes its body in joy! Support monster. Neutralize all enemies around the sarcophagus. Coordinate with me.
No problem. Incantations with you. Is that the sarcophagus? It was hidden inside the ship all along.
It's where I first woke up. Kelsey's signal is weakening. We have to get inside. Is Kelsey in there? It's not looking good for her, based on what Radiant said. We need to get her out of there ASAP, Doctor. I'm worried for her safety. If we delay any longer. We can't act rashly. We don't know what the situation is with Kelsey in the sarcophagus. Combat logs indicate that someone came into direct contact with the sarcophagus in Chernobog, causing a reaction that nobody expected. Ugh! They've canonized our boy turning into the freakish bird thing? Kelsey's different. Yeah, technically. She, we created her. She's not like a normal Terran that turns back into factory settings when they enter the sarcophagus. Leave it to me. You walk towards the sarcophagus without hesitation. You touch the cold sarcophagus. It answers. No, Kelsey answers. Must press onwards together. Dr. Kelsey! You've come at a good time. What's the situation on Rhodes Island? You extend your hand to the one in the sarcophagus. Thanks to you. Welcome back, Kelsey. She takes her hand. You've never felt such weakness from her. You don't look so good. Don't worry about me. It wasn't easy trying to access BRTS through the sarcophagus, but I did find a surprising gift. I'll share more information about BRTS and Priestess with you. Don't worry, monster. I'm still standing before you. I won't abandon you. Cap. I've located the path into the Abyss, Doctor. Okay, so we haven't been to the Abyss yet. It's time we put an end to this. The interference is strong here. We're very close to the Abyss. But there's no path. The Abyss has completely sealed itself.
I can pinpoint its precise location at this range. Standing before the wall in the deepest reaches, Kelsey takes a deep breath. She has never been this far in. I'm with her. You walk to Kelsey's side. I'm with you too, Doctor. Rhodes Island faces threats unitedly. Maybe things will be different this time. I've retained certain permissions by way of the sarcophagus. I'll open a path. Kelsey touches the wall that separates you and the abyss. Warning! Anomalous power fluctuations detected. Insufficient backup power. Warning! Sorry, Closure. Wait, what? Zeroth, order oil tank. Thank you.
No, Zoot!
The ship has stopped. We're not crashing into the mining rig. Protect the Doctor, monster. From this point on, act according to your own discretion based on the Doctor's condition. You must protect the Doctor from unknown threats. Protect the Doctor from Doctor. If it comes to that. Keep a close eye on the condition of Doctor, Mia. The rules we think we know about reality do not necessarily apply inside the Abyss. Danger is everywhere, but your safety and that of the Doctor are the highest priority at all times. You're the only ones who could face the ultimate threat. Yes, I'll be careful. Anything I need to know. Trust your heart. I never thought this would come so soon, Doctor. But our experiences in the assimilated universe and in Tri-Mounts have made me rethink. You have shown me a different possibility. Whatever happens from this point on is completely unknown. To you, to me, and to everyone on Rhodes Island. I need to hear it from you, Doctor. Will you still hesitate in the face of possible danger?
No. I'm not worried about the danger before me, for I am with you. All of you. It's you I'm worried about. You've been on edge ever since we entered this area. Kelsey, Rhodes Island and I are here with you. Trust us. Tell me what I need to do.
I've awakened the program that opens up the abyss. The energy required to open up the compartment is ready. But I do not have full permission to access the abyss.
Huh? Should we smash our way in then, maybe? Misery can think away.
There might be another place more concealed, more secure than the abyss in all of Terra.
Excuse me.
Only one person has the permission to access it.
You feel Kelsey's gaze upon you.
Doctor?
If I'm needed, I will not be afraid.
Most of Rhodes Island's structure was badly damaged when I finally found it, 17 years ago. Only the abyss and its surrounding areas remained completely intact. The unknown energy within the abyss continued to power PRTS, becoming the framework of the command system that we came to rely on. No one had accessed the abyss, not in over 10,000 years.
Here we go. A full scene with all the elite operators.
3 years ago, when Namnam fully descended, I began to realize that the crisis was progressing faster than I expected. Many of us had witnessed the chaos firsthand. We still feel sorrow and regret vividly.
Ascalon raises her blade silently, on guard against any sudden threats. Sensing Ascalon's tension, Radiant calms her and everyone else present with her Originium arts. For 3 years, we have strengthened Rhodes Island's defenses, simulating threats that attempt to destroy Rhodes Island from within. It was through the joint efforts of all our operators that we managed to quickly identify the source of the crisis when it occurred. But we are now at the edge of the fog. Take one step further and we step into the unknown. Once I hesitated, but the Doctor is right. We will overcome this crisis, as we have done so many times. For we are together. Logus's bone pen draws through the air, the words coming out of his mouth, and the blessing is soon after. His
been a long time since we worked together so in sync, Logos. How are you feeling? Focused.
Based on available information, there are more than just the core parts of PRTS in the Abyss. An entity by the name of Priestess may be sleeping in a sarcophagus within.
Wait. What?
If Priestess wakes up, she must be neutralized ASAP with the full force of all present.
She's been here on Rhodes Island all along? Her body has been... Whoa, what?
It's the best way to prevent any mishap, Doctor. The moment of her awakening will be her weakest. It will take time for her to adapt to her surroundings. Doctor?
You touch the wall in front of you. The strange sensation causes your heart to race. You have the feeling that this place was waiting for you. That you are the reason for its existence to begin with. The wall trembles. You seem to hear blaring sirens that threaten to burst your eardrums. For an instant, you fall into a trance. Does the cacophony come from the present or the past?
The abyss is changing!
The wall begins to move irregularly, creating a rift. Air gushes out from the rift.
Fail.
The Banshee's incantations form an invisible barrier that stops the gushing jet.
Step back, Doctor. Everyone on guard.
Peak, cinema, kino, cine.
Doctor. I never thought I would be the one who didn't want to let go. Protect the doctor, Mia.
Roger.
Pink threads rise from her staff.
The black crown appears above her head.
Electromagnetic communications established.
You hear Mantra's voice in your head.
If you need any help, just give a thought. We're here.
How about you cover my flank, Sharp? Oh wait, that's Stormeye.
Then make sure you hold your bow tight.
I'm sure that the connection between us will transcend even time and space, Doctor. I'm sure we will meet again, as at the far end of our civilization once adorned by darkness and the brilliance of the stars above. We will meet again once again. I will wait for that day.
Give a holler if you need help, kitten.
Our arts are being suppressed by the environment, but the Originium arc seems to work. Strike with boldness.
I can go first to check things out.
No, I have a feeling. There is no danger here.
That makes me even more worried.
I'm going in. Follow me.
I'm with you. Get ready, folks. The fate of Rhodes Island is in our hands.
We're together. You step into the space within the rift.
I will wait until that day comes. I promise you I will. Wait for me. You must wait for me too.
And a fade to black. The fade to black. $15, $16. 15, 16. Okay. Margin of eternity. And now. The past in your eyes began but a moment ago. But the dead past is simply another name for the present. We're back in the Originium Sea, a simulated universe, when she awakens. Theresis falls into the ocean of information. A massive quantity buffets him, assimilating his cognition.
He can feel his mind grow slow, but he still tries to follow the gaze left behind by Theresa. Guided by his sword, the information flow reconstructed by Theresa clashes with the pre-existing one. The massive collision lasts only an instant. The surface begins to surge, then the sea splits open, as if sliced by a sharp blade. A dark abyss appears in the assimilated universe. The sea of data stirs and roils, waves crashing against the waves, drowning out another. Even as his mind grows numb, Theresis can sense the will gazing upon him weaken rapidly.
Your plan worked, Theresa. Sever their control over Amnamnam. Seize it.
But suddenly, all the violent scenes come to a screeching halt. She opens her eyes and sees the small, frail creature. Connection unstable. It's you.
It's a me.
Your actions surprise me. Theresa and Theresis. Theresis does not comprehend the space before him. Perhaps it is simply another illusion of the dying mind, until he hears a familiar language that he can understand. But perhaps this was the result that one wanted to see. Your intentions are as easy to decipher as your language. The evolution of Terra had brought many surprises. Shame.
You think we failed? Then why do you hide and refuse to show yourself?
He meditatively swings his sword, guiding the chaotic information through the pure white space.
Falsehoods.
You've implemented the back door in my project and restricted my access. The data tells me I'm losing this piece of Originium. My attempts at maintenance have been in vain. Was this the confrontation that we saw with Theresis and Priestess when they encountered each other and wrestled away Amnamnam? Impressive. Your rash actions have borne fruit. There's nothing particularly imposing to the voice whispering about failure before Theresis, but this simply serves to make him more wary.
Your arrogance reminds me of someone. Someone who deceived me. There's more than one evil spirit of a bygone age.
Doctor, I see you've met. Then let me introduce myself. Priestess, linguist, and a colleague to Doctor. Theresis cannot care less who Priestess is. Priestess or evil spirit, it makes no difference to him. He clutches his sword tightly. He will find a way to break through. You're anxious to defy a reality that you cannot perceive, Theresis. You were much calmer when you plotted with Doctor on the border of Casdell.
You were watching.
Watching? No. I've long lost the energy and passion to observe the evolution of a newborn civilization. All I did was look up the data newly added to Originium and check some information that interested me. The expansion of Originium is a consensus between me and Doctor. The current circumstances of Terra have somewhat differed from our predictions, but it remains on track. I admit to being surprised by your attempt to retake this Originium, but the duty of it will be fulfilled, no matter how you struggle. You can believe what you want.
You can believe what you want, creator of Originium. You believe that Originium is immovable, but she opened the path here and liberated the myriad souls. She was not the first to resist, and I will not be the last. Someone will stand before you, until there is none left to toy with our fate.
Fate. Do you continue to believe that Originium stands opposed to the fate of your civilization? If you truly understand the history of your people, have you ever questioned why you have evolved in our likeness?
Hey, yo.
You do not understand what you are resisting.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everything on Terra evolved alongside Originium ever since the days of the Elders and the Ancients. You mean to say they took on a humanoid form because they evolved alongside Originium? Hey yo, the deep lore! Maurice observed his surroundings. He's certain that he's still inside Originium. The nature of what makes up this place is no different from the tower that Theresa weaved. It is information reconstructed. Theresa has left him the key. He's sure he could put an end to this enigma.
You noticed.
You do not have real physical form. We're still in that ocean.
In the language of Originium, reality and falsehood are not polar opposites. When I first created this language, I wanted it to decipher the ultimate question that we had been unable to answer despite all our efforts. It. Doctor once hoped for the beings on this land, guiding them to evolve and seek hope through Originium, giving them a chance to face it, perhaps even overcome it.
Is it literally just the infinite vastness of the universe and its will to cause the destruction of all civilizations? We're still being a bit cagey and vague about it, but so far it is the existential threat that has caused the destruction of so many countless other civilizations in the universe.
But they are doomed to despair. T-Kaz, you were not part of the plan, but you became the species most affected by Originium. An accident. I must applaud your courage for standing here.
An accident. Is this how you summarize our fate? You're certainly a light priestess. You call the fates you toy with a gift of hope. Millennia of suffering unnecessary sacrifice. But Doctor was honest at least.
His sword pierces falsehood, but the space on the other side.
Nothing changed.
Maurice closes his eyes and raises his sword.
Your violence is meaningless.
If you didn't care whether this pathetic race of mine can seize its own fate, you should have eliminated me already. You're still weak after awakening from a long dream, are you not? Presence.
Oh. He lunges without hesitation. The sword wave cuts through the figure, disappearing without a sound into the pale white wall in the distance. Wait a minute. Was the presence on the ship with Hierda priestess all along? Was she the one controlling the presence? We saw it in the mirror that Popcar saw, and eventually we saw priestess and Hierda together through Doctor's vision.
I said this is meaningless.
However, though, the presence was a bit more animated than the priestess that we see now. Another strike.
I've always wondered, what exactly is the difference between you, the self-proclaimed creators, and us?
Theresis holds nothing back. The white wall begins to crack.
You have not brought everything to a standstill. You just wanted to buy more time, or simply mock the struggles of a pathetic race. Suit yourself, priestess.
Once again, Theresa senses the surging tide of information. Remnants of the broken tower that Theresa weaved. Theresa swings again. Golden seawater shatters the pale wall, rushing into the seemingly boundless white space. The tide swallows all that it sees but parts before the figure of priestess. Like a static comet,
leaving behind the black tail of calm in a sea of surging fury. Your connection to Originium is weakening. You are fading away.
Continuing to process this disorganized data is a waste of energy.
The waves converge upon the last area, slowly submerging Priestess's figure. They also close upon Theresis.
Is this the end that you sought? The Sarkaz data has corrupted part of the assimilated universe. The data has been deleted, but I do not have the time right now to repair the rewrited structures.
Theresa gave her life to clear the myriad souls.
You can survive in the assimilated universe in another form.
Survive. I come to pass judgment upon the gods. The Sarkaz swings his sword at the creator one last time before the torrent of information engulfs him. Warning. Unknown threat. Are we? We're underneath Laterano. It's the law. Identifying error code. Identification failed. Simulating path. Simulation failed. Rebooting. Bottom level computing area. Assessing danger level. Repeat. There I was, thinking that all I had to do after I find the successor was hand out candies to the children. You have never proclaimed such a revelation before. What's happening underneath Laterano? Meanwhile, in a tomb, incoming data, Originium. A warning, or yet another swan song of hope. Where are you, kindred? What have you encountered? When was... Hold up. Hold up! Wait a minute! Hey, yo! The Witch King? The wind brushes past the throne, the sovereign's gaze moves away from the depths of the void outside his domain. This music exists outside of order. How did it invade my pavilion, my light thing? The traces of Genesis? Hey yo? Silence is broken. Iberia? He's alive? I'm pretty sure... Wait, when did this take place? Where are we on the timeline? Did the events in Lithuania already happen? Rhesus's figure, shattered by the golden waves of information, disappears without a trace. The sea of data dashes against Theresis even more furiously. His mind grows crowded. His body begins to crack. The waves of information take away the blood that flows from his wounds. Originium crystals multiply in every cell. Theresis is completely inundated. Blood-red seawater gushes from the bottomless abyss, melting into the golden sea. The sea of data in the assimilated universe turns a dark red, like blood, the color of the Sarkaz. Finally, a tiny figure rises from the sea. We took control of Num, Theresa. This is how you ended up the way you did. Okay, got it. I can feel the direction that the waves flow now. The massive amounts of data that I cannot comprehend. So what we just saw with the fight between Theresis and Priestess was the gameplay section at the start of this event. Well, the ending of that gameplay session, past Ascalon, past fighting the doppelganger of Ascalon. He wants to share his joy, but there is only the sound of the waves in the boundless void. He can no longer hear even his own heartbeat. There's only him here. There is no longer any meaning in staying here. He will return alone to Terra, to the land that belongs to him. The rhombus in the void grows faint and broken. Priestess's consciousness once again falls into slumber. So that's what they meant when Kelsey said Theresis brought Terra time. She was already awoken by the time of the end of the Londinium saga. But then Theresis kept her at bay for 3 more years. The spread of Originium has been far slower than expected, and she has unexpectedly lost part of her control over it.
2 Terrans. Frail and overlooked race. I'm starting to understand why you're so interested in them, Doctor.
As her consciousness fades into darkness, she turns her gaze to the land known as Terra. She sees the one they call Doctor walking with the Cottis and AMA-10 into the dark passage that leads to the underground throne room. She sees the city of Londinium cry out in pain in the fires of war. She sees death. A disintegrating Cottis whose information is melting into the assimilated universe sea of data. Oh! That's when Hierda was dying. Then she reaches out. That's when she picked up Hierda! Well, her information at least. Not the original Hierda. This is a new reconstituted Hierda. And that was the last time you saw Priestess.
Yes. I still have many unanswered questions. Time is no longer my major concern.
Do you not miss your home, traveler? Miss. The goddess answered this question many times when she lived on the ship that housed the gods. There's no future in the fragments of the time reconstructed from information. Her best friends soon forget her existence entirely. She can know all there is to them, but she will never be truly part of life here. She just has she's learned how to use Originium to tap into time and space. She can see, just like Priestess, through time and space through Originium.
I'm just a traveler lucky enough to catch a glimpse of the distant past. I'm having another learning session with Presence.
Okay, so Presence and Priestess seem like 2 individuals. Noted. One of them is crazier than the other. Not gonna expound to which.
Are you sure you don't want to come and talk to her?
You seem eager to resolve our conflict, Hierda, but I'm afraid I must decline. They will not change. They are simply recreations of data.
Very well.
The goddess looks out beyond the porthole and counts silently. When the count reaches 30, light from the star will once again shine upon the surface of the broken planet.
It's breathtaking, no matter how many times I see it. Life and death emerging at the same time.
A scene that she had never seen on that land. A scene that she does not wish her brethren to see. Farewell, I'm leaving. What? In the blink of an eye, the goddess finds herself back on that pale soil. Priestess welcomes her with a smile.
Have you found your answer?
The goddess shakes her head.
Where are you going? Terra, you're home. I want to give you a choice, Hierda. You can stay, learn the knowledge that you thirst for, and find answers to the questions in your heart. Or I can send you back home. Home? Terra? However, it may mean forsaking forever the chance to find those answers. What's more, you will find that you have become very different from your erstwhile kin. It will bring you even more pain.
She's a doppelganger! Like Gilberta!
I will respect your decision, Hierda.
What does she mean by that? Have we established the means of living for the Originium doppelgangers in Enfield yet? Can they eat? Can they poop? Can they pee? At the same time, you step into the space within the rift. We're on deck. This place. And we're in Doctor's POV. It's not the abyss. Where were we sent back to?
Did BRTS bring us out here? It's not that simple. We're the only ones here.
The deck is completely silent. You turn around and notice the absence of elite operators in Ascalon. Well, that's convenient. They set up that badass scene of all the elite operators, and it's like, no. We just need you three. You turn around and there's no one there. Black rain.
No. Massive amounts of originium dust. Protect herself. Protect the doctor monster. Dr. Kelsey, beneath our feet! The deck is crystallizing rapidly. At this rate...
Black originium dust accumulates on the deck. Tiny originium clusters grow like wild grass. You can see them spreading as far as the eyes can reach, gleaming enchantingly in the sun.
Warn all operators on Rhodes Island to be prepared for catastrophe, Amiya.
Understood. Hiccups. Understood.
I'm not getting through. All communications have failed.
What was the point? We set that shit up with Radiant and Mantra, and now we've been cut off again. The sight before you is inconceivable, different from any catastrophe that you have witnessed before. The Originium expands at an impossible pace. You look down at the deck, now completely covered in Originium, and see only your shadow.
Doctor!
You turn around to see a stunned look on Kelsey's face.
Kelsey?
That doesn't look good. That doesn't look great. You follow her gaze. Far in the distance on the deck, a small formation of black originium is growing slowly towards the sky. You see a faint white figure on every facet of the crystal. A figure not unfamiliar to you. The black originium rain suddenly grows more intense. It almost feels like large black raindrops are not falling from the sky, but rushing from the ground towards the heavens. Hey, yo! They refract the sunlight, drawing colorful lines in the sky. All the colors you see begin to converge and weave into a white curtain, glistening with rainbow colors, slowly descending. A pure, pristine white, gentle draping over the originium crystal on deck. Crystal. A beautiful figure stands upon the crystal. Black crystal retreats from her legs, and white light puts a layer of clothing on her. Heaven and earth, white and black, and priestess. She looks upon the land that has long become unfamiliar to her.
Long time no see.
And here we are. Here we are at the final stretch of this story. Which unfortunately will be finished next weekend. Priestess has arrived on Terra. She's been awakened. I don't know if she's mad or not, but all I'm saying is Oracle is gone. The Originium project has been put on a hold. We're searching for a cure now. We've fallen in love with this land and its peoples. I don't know what her plan is for Terra. I don't know why we need Originium just yet to face a vague it in the universe. But she's threatening our home. She's threatening Rhodes Island. We gotta take her down. Anyway, though, that'll be it for our story reading of episode 15 for now. We will be finishing this chapter next weekend as we face off with Priestess. And we conclude whatever's going to be the fate of Rhodes Island. Thank you everyone to stop by, chilled out in chat, used as a second monitor content, and watched us read and react through episode 15, Dissociative Recombination. We will be back for the finale of this chapter episode next weekend, next Saturday, same time, same place. Until then, my name is Nez and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you friendos next time. Bye-bye.